Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Lock Looney Tune, and as you can see, yes, I am coming through au natural in my bathrobe because I am not feeling well. I'm fighting this flu, but I was not gonna let that stop me from doing this review for the Whitney movie, or shall I say the Whitney Bobby movie, or the Bobby and Whitney movie. Yeah, so I got my water right here. So let's just get into this right now. Let me just check off the good, the bad, and the ugly. First, the good. Let me just say that Yaya DaCosta did a really good job of channeling Whitney. She did a good job with her mannerisms and basically just the essence of what and who Whitney was, the star and the diva in her. I saw a whole lot of Whitney, you know what I'm saying? And it felt good to see someone actually portray her correctly. Angela Bassett, I think she did a good job directing. For this to be her very first directing job, her directing debut, I think she did an excellent job. And she only has room to grow. You know, it had some issues, but like I said, I'm focusing on the good for right now. And she definitely did a better job than whoever directed the Aaliyah movie. You know, I'm not really trying to put it in comparison because those are two different people. Like Aaliyah and Whitney are two different people, and the person who directed the Aaliyah movie is totally different from Angela Bassett. Plus, Angela knew Whitney, so I expected a better job. So, you know, that goes without saying. Deborah Cox, let's just say that the vocals put down on this movie, Deborah Cox, she did her thing. The vocals were excellent. I thought that she captured Whitney's essence at the same time presenting a lot of herself into the music. It's funny how she sounded. The arrangement of the songs were pretty much the same, but I could tell that she put a little bit of her stank on it, you know what I'm saying? Just a sign saying, okay, this is me, Deborah Cox, you know, portraying Whitney. You could tell that that's what it was, you know. People who wanted her to sound exactly like Whitney, that's not good. That's not good, you know, for Deborah Cox's career, for her to sound exactly and identical to Whitney. She was just trying to get the songs out there and present them in a really good way, and I think she did an excellent job of that. The wardrobe people, whoever did the costume designers and the wigs, y'all did y'all damn thing, because the wigs were good, the costumes were good. Whoever did the editing, it was amazing, because the way they had Yaya switching up her outfits and wigs while she was singing songs, I mean, it was epic. I thought it was amazing how every little scene, it seemed like she was just switching outfits and switching wigs. The wigs and the extension game was on point. The costumes on point. That's because they definitely had, what is it, the bodyguard, where she had her little hooded scarf on. Love that outfit. And I also love the wedding outfit of her in all white, and then her and Bobby in all white. They really got that correct. Whoever gave them the information, and I know they got them from pictures and stuff, but let me just say the hat that Whitney's mama, Suzanne Douglas, who was playing Whitney's mama Sissy in the movie, oh my god, that hat, the real hat was, it was just as bad, but that hat in the movie, it was ridiculous. I saw that, I was like, what the hell does she have on her head? I don't know, what is that thing? The purple people eater, what, I don't know what the fuck it was. I looked at it and I said, what the hell is that thing on her head? And whatever it is, they could have, I know that they was trying to stay true to the story, but my gosh, it was horrible. I didn't want to really go into the bad, but that was bad. The story that was told, as far as I guess accuracy, as far as her drug issues with her and Bobby. I mean, I think it was good as far as them telling the facts that she was on drugs. What I did not like, you know what I'm saying, and this is going to branch over into the bad part, what I did not like is how they made it seem that she introduced Bobby to drugs, or that she was using before. But I mean, it just didn't seem right. It just seems like it was more geared towards her in a negative light as opposed to Bobby being in a negative light. Now, like I said, going over into the bad, this is what I did not like about the movie. I did not like that it moved too fast. Now, I understand that you could not fit all of her story in a 2-hour window on a TV Lifetime movie. Yeah, I understand that, but it moved extremely fast. And I also wish that that it didn't start where it started. Like, it started at her career when she was well known, and the fans were, you know, that we all knew her, and they had pictures and things like that. I prefer they had started the movie at her childhood. Like, I prefer if they started it how she came up from the church. It would have gave a more of a positive aspect to her career as where she came from, and as far as her mother and her cousin and all of, you know, all her family members guiding her in the direction of a positive way. It pretty much, that's the one thing that I didn't like. It focused on a lot of the tumultuous relationship between her and Bobby and that drug scenario. Yes, we got some of the music, and I wish we would have had more of that as well, but I wish we would have seen the foundation of where she came up from and the height of her how she rose to the height of her career and where it began. That's what I was missing from this movie. I did not like that it was mostly about Bobby. You know, it was mostly about Bobby Brown, and I was not there for that. Seriously, I really don't need to know anything past New Edition about Bobby Brown. I really didn't care to know anything about him. And the person who played Bobby Brown, yeah, he was cool, cute and all, but you know, I mean, I wasn't looking for an identical vision. I wasn't looking for an identical person, somebody who looked exactly like Bobby Brown, although I was missing that gap. You know what I'm saying? But Angela Bassett had mentioned while she was on the Whitney Williams show that when they tried to do the gap, it didn't look right, so they just took it out. Yeah, I was not feeling him. I mean, as far as, I guess, the essence of trying to capture his insecurities or whatever the case may be, yeah, I felt that he was doing that. But for still some reason, I felt that the story was told too much about him. Whitney's story needed to be told more. And there was an issue with his friend, Bobby Brown's friend, or somebody who got shot. Like, there was a shooting in the movie, and I was like, okay, where the hell did that come from? Why did I need, I mean, I didn't get anything. Like, if you was going to show anything about Bobby Brown and you really wanted to tie it into Whitney Houston, how about talking about when Bobby Brown got locked up? How about putting in when he got locked up? Like, what was their relationship like while he was locked up, and how she behaved when he got out of jail and she jumped into his arms and he carried her and all this other stuff? How about talking about that as opposed to just Bobby and how his infidelities and how he was a playboy and how people was trying to girls were trying to throw themselves. I didn't need to see all that club life. I really didn't need to see that. I wasn't there for that. Yeah, like I was saying, another thing that I didn't like about the movie was how fast it did move. It just seemed like it went straight from her being a success, her hooking up with him, or meeting Bobby Brown. Next thing you know, they're in the bed. Next thing you know, they're married. And next thing you know, she's in the hospital with a baby. Like, we totally missed the pregnancy. I mean, we saw a miscarriage, you know, and that part was like, okay, cool, I get it. You know, I'm glad that they told that part, because, you know, there was a lot of us did not know that she had a miscarriage. But we didn't get to see any of her pregnancy or anything of what that was like, or nothing. We just went straight from bam, you meet Bobby, bam, you're married, bam, you're pregnant. I mean, bam, not even you're pregnant, bam, you got a baby, and then that's it. And Clive is trying to get you back on tour and all this other stuff. Now, as far as the characters, like I said, Clive, he was good. Whoever played him, you know what I'm saying, whoever played Clive Davis, that was a good match, you know what I'm saying. Whoever played Clive Davis, definitely a good match. Eddie Murphy, for that matter, glad he was only in the movie for a second, because I wasn't feeling that. That was a negative. They had BB and CC Winans. That was okay. You know, it was alright. It was good for what it was. Now, I didn't know that, I wasn't following Whitney that much, but I didn't know of the fact that she had, that her personal assistant, was her, allegedly, her lesbian lover or something like that. I guess I was too involved with her actual music career to even be paying attention to that. I know that was played by what's her name, Robin, and that was played by Yolanda Ross. Now Yolanda, I saw her in other movies. I remember seeing her in Antoine Fisher. That was one of the movies that I definitely seen her in, and I guess for the most part she played the role that, you know, that she was told that to play. I thought when I first saw her, I was looking at that haircut, I thought she was supposed to be playing Dionne Warwick, because I was looking at the hair and the hair color, but then I said, nah, that can't be Dionne. I mean, I didn't follow Whitney's career to that point, but like I said, it wasn't my concern of who she was dealing with until she got with Bobby Brown. Then I was just like, what the hell is going on? But that's neither here nor there. Now, when she had that baby, she had Bobby Christina. Now, that is another part that I'm kind of upset that they did not put in. After Bobby Christina was born, you didn't see no more of her at all in the story. Now, I guess that is because Bobby Christina was not happy with Angela Bassett, I guess, doing this movie, or the fact that she wasn't cast in this movie for whatever reason. I don't think she could have pulled it off playing her mother. I really don't think so. She looks too much like her father in order to play her mother. I just don't think it would have worked out. You know what I'm saying? That's just me saying that. I don't know, y'all might feel the same way, but that's just me. Okay, so now let's just get to the ugliness of this movie. The sex scenes. I was done with the sex scenes. I felt as though it was soft porn. I felt as though it should have been on Cinemax or HBO or Showtime. Take your pick. But I do not think that this was quote unquote lifetime, you know what I'm saying, sexual activity. I believe it was far more racy than that, you know what I'm saying, and it was extra. It was way too much extra. And then I'm saying, even though they were very passionate people and all that, they could have expressed that a little bit with some class. I don't really think that was very classy the way they did it. It was just, I was like that. And then on top of that, it was primetime television. Like this movie came on at 8 o'clock. My kids were still up, yo. And I was just like, God damn, what the hell am I watching? You know, you would think I was watching HBO. I did not think it was necessary for them to do all of that. And who told that story? Like, who did Bobby Brown tell Angela to put that in? Like, did Angela and Whitney talk about her and Bobby's sex life? I mean, the situation is, where did that information come from? Was there a book that was written that had that kind of graphic, you know what I'm saying, information in it? I'm just saying. I just want to know. Or was, you know, Angela embellishing? Well, you know, the way they ended the movie, I guess it was on, it ended the movie on a weird note, you know, because all of us know pretty much how Whitney passed on. And once again, just like with the Aaliyah movie, they kind of like branched off, you know. They left it so that her and Bobby were together, and then next thing you know, they ended it with her singing I Will Always Love You. And then next thing you know, they went to the words on the screen, telling them, you know, telling us about, you know, and that's everything that happened afterwards and who Whitney was. Blase, blase, blase. Me personally, I give this movie a 6 out of 10. Did not give me everything that I needed. I personally think that the movie should have been done on a big screen and not on a small screen. We would have got more out of the 2 hours than the 2 hours with the commercials, which was ridiculous to me, and the fact that they even did this on TV. Yeah, but my Lifetime night was not ruined completely, because after that we watched the interview, Bobby's interview, which was some bullshit. It was like he was on trial. And this is my thing about the whole interview. The interview, people were saying on Twitter, like, some people were split. People were like, wow, damn, Bobby, why are you lying about some of the things? And then other people were like, okay, Bobby, good for you, you're not tarnishing her memory. I say this, I say tell the truth and shame the devil. Because seriously, if you wasn't going to tell the truth, why do the damn interview? Are you that broke, Bobby, that you really need the money? What? You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, most of us know the truth. The biggest lie, seriously, the biggest lie I think he told on that interview was the fact that at that Michael Jackson, you know, anniversary special, when she was performing in that black and whatever color gown dress that she was wearing, when all of us saw how thin she was, he said that it was the outfit. He said the reason she looked that way pretty much was because of the outfit. Come on now. Seriously? You really seriously think you really trying to feed us that bullshit? That's bullshit. I could see her collarbone. I could see the bones in Whitney's chest. You know what I'm saying? And I love Whitney to death. I love her music. I loved her coming up. I loved watching her as a young person. I loved watching Whitney. But damn it, I'm going to tell the truth. If my eyes see on the TV that I can see underneath this woman's arms, I can see her bone structure. All of this up here, all this area up here, you could see bone. Him to say, oh, it was just the outfit. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't, Bobby. She was frail and she was very skinny, and you could see pretty much what the drugs was doing to her. I appreciate him saying though that it wasn't just her doing cocaine, that it was both of them doing cocaine. Now I do not believe that Bobby Christina never saw him and her doing them drugs. Truthfully, when you high, you're not in your right state of mind. So how the hell you know who the hell was watching you while you was doing drugs? You're high. Seriously, who's aware? Your child could have been anywhere in the room, so you really don't know that. You know, I prefer you say you didn't know if she had ever seen you, rather than saying, nah, she never saw us. It just, you know, that interview, it was just jacked up. At the same time, I thought the interviewer was seriously pumping him for information. It just seems a little weird, you know. It seemed like he was on trial. Like the answers that he was given wasn't followed through anyway. And personally, I just wanted the interview to end. Although I do believe that he loved Whitney a lot. A lot of people on my Twitter feed was just like, you know, why isn't he crying, or why isn't he not really showing any type of emotions? With that, a lot of men don't. You know, some men just want to keep it inside. Some people thought that he didn't feel what he said. You know, he didn't have any feeling towards her. Also, I think it was wrong the way the family did treat him when it came to the funeral, and the fact that he could not sit behind Bobby Christina with his other children. I felt that it was wrong that they tried to alienate him from the ceremony, and that the fact that he did do a classy move by leaving and not making a scene as though to disrespect Whitney's funeral. I do believe that he didn't want to disrespect her. I mean, like I said, the interview was, some of it, I think it was bullshit. Some of it, I think it was actually genuine. But I personally didn't really care for it. What made up for that interview and the Whitney movie, you know, as a whole, what made up for it was the fact that Lifetime aired Whitney's live performances. I was just like, yes, I was so happy. When I saw that, I was like, oh my God, they're playing Whitney's live performances. And I was just like, oh my God. I was like, go ahead, Clive Davis. I was like, go ahead. Because seriously, when I watched that and I seriously thought about it, I said, you know what? I believe that Lifetime is airing this simply because just in case the Whitney movie don't go over so well, you know, we need to show some things. You know, we need to show something, you know, to keep the fans happy, to keep the fans watching Lifetime. And I think this Whitney, you know, live performances show for an hour will do it. And god damn it, it kept me tuned in. They got my ratings for last night because I was watching Whitney. I had a whole night of Whitney, all about Whitney Houston, and I was satisfied. By the end of it, I was very satisfied after watching her performances. To the troops and watching her performance, it was just everywhere. I mean, watching her performance on Oprah, them ending it with the performance when she sang I Didn't Know My Own Strength on Oprah. It had Oprah in tears. I was just floored. I was floored. I was just like, oh my God. The only thing missing from those live performances that I really wanted to see was Whitney Houston performing the national anthem, because I said it before and I said it again, nobody performs the national anthem the way Whitney did. Nobody will ever be able to match that ever again. It was awesome. Just her face during the whole thing. Now, one thing, that classic sweat that she has, like from right here to right here, yes, that's classic Whitney. All of this, the sweat and the glistening and everything, that's another thing I was missing from the movie. I needed her to be, you know, I needed y'all to be sweating and glistening and, you know, having the little bead of sweat that be right here. Yeah, that's what I was missing from the movie. But yes, those performances were epic. I loved Whitney Houston. It was tragic the way she died. I think that they should seriously do another movie. I think the same thing that I thought about the Aaliyah movie, as far as them doing another one and putting it on the big screen. I believe a movie should be done about her on the big screen, Aaliyah on the big screen, and I do believe that a movie should be done about Whitney on the big screen. I feel as though it should be done because her story, her whole entire story has not been told, and it needs to be told. And I think it needs to be told, and I wish the family would get on board with this and really tell the story and tell how they knew Nippy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we want to hear about Whitney, yes, but I want to hear more in depth about who they knew as a person, the family member, Nippy. That's the story that I want to hear. We only got a little piece. You know, I didn't expect much, but we only got a little snippet of what her life was all about. You know what I'm saying? So that's my review, guys. Actually, that's like 3 reviews in one. That's the Whitney movie, the Bobby interview, and then Whitney live performances, guys. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a great day, and thank you for watching. Be sure to follow me on my other social networks, and I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Alright? Peace.